Basically, obviously I came here to do my refresher courses. I came here to do my first aid course, manual handling, fireworks and working a height refresher. On the Tuesday I completed the first aid course. I'd left the building around, it was about 1400, something like that, 14:30. Headed to town, decided I was going to do some Christmas shopping for the family while I was in Liverpool. I live in South Wales at the moment, so shopping is a lot better than South Wales. And basically, whilst in town, I was deciding where I was going. Basically, heading towards St John's. There's a big Clayton Square. What's that square called?
Clayton Square.
Is it Clayton Square? Is it Clayton Square where the bus stop is and all that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd headed down to
Queen Square.
Queen Square.
Yeah.
And basically, as I literally came around the corner, I noticed there was a gentleman on the floor. There was a guy with him, security guard, I believe. He was on the phone to the emergency services. There seemed to be a lot of people congregating around the area, so I've gone over to the guy. I said to him, "Do you know what's going on?" He's basically said, "No." I said, "I've found this guy on the floor." He's relaying back information to the emergency service about the gentleman. So basically, with me just finishing the course, it was still fresh in my mind. I went over to assist. Basically, I was hoping this guy would be in charge, but I asked him, did he know what he was doing? He said, well, no. I noticed there was a lady come out of the actual travel bus station, whatever it was, with an AD. She came next to me. So at that point then, I made the decision to start checking his airways, all that kind of stuff. At that present time, he was actually breathing slowly. Then he was sort of losing breathing and started breathing again. Within a short period of time, it wasn't long at all, he literally just stopped breathing. He had one eye open, one eye shut, and his tongue was out. So then, gone back to my training with the ABCs, airways, all that kind of stuff. So I tilted his head back, opened his airway, make sure he was okay. His tongue was still in the way, but obviously I didn't have any gloves at that time, so I didn't intervene that way. But obviously, tilted his head back, opened his airway, checked his breathing, checked his chest, put my hand on his chest, counted for 10 seconds, made sure he was all right. And at that point, I realised he had stopped breathing. So I asked the girl to start opening the AED. She started doing that. And at that point, I made a decision in my head. I'd done the checks, I'd done like the ear pins, all that kind of stuff, made sure there wasn't any response. And at that point then, made that decision there, I needed to start CPR. Didn't last very long. I'd done 3 chest compressions and all. The first 2 compressions, I didn't know if I was giving him enough force, and because I'm a big guy, and you know, I didn't know whether I was overdoing it. And then on the third one, I thought, no, maybe I'm not doing it enough here, and I put all my weight into it, and I heard the crack, and that's how, and then all of a sudden, it's like it took a big gulp of air, and then I let out a big shout, I imagine, because he was probably in pain, because I'm not a little guy, and I just put all that force into it to you know, try and get it back. And then it was strange, and he was just lying there. Then he was breathing. And then I checked all his pockets, made sure he had not in his pockets. I took his phone out and his wallet and all that kind of stuff, put that on the floor. Probably at the time should have had gloves on, you know, sharps and all that. But you don't think of that kind of thing, and nobody tell you to. But for me, it was more about him at the time. Once I realised he was breathing again, I then put him in a recovery position. His arm was a bit, remember his left arm was a bit stiff, so I actually just held his head myself with my hand while he was over there. Checked him again, checked all his neck and all that kind of stuff. And this guy was still on the phone to the ambulance. And next minute I knew then, the paramedics were there at the scene. Yeah. The paramedics got an ambulance. I then asked them to take over, you know, at that point, and they did.